everyone, my name is Jeff Warren, and I'm the Assistant Editor for FacilitiesNet. In this Facilities in Focus video, I'll be talking to John D'Annunzio, President of Paragon Roofing Technology Incorporated, and the latest trends in roofing codes and regulations. What are the most significant recent changes to roofing codes that facility managers should be aware of?
The main roofing changes that we've had in the past 2 decades primarily deal with insulation. It's mostly the ASHRAE code. The other code that's pretty prevalent is regarding attachment. Those are the two biggest changes that we've had in the industry probably in the last 20 years. And I know we're going to go into a little bit more detail with the ASHRAE code. So.
Right. With ASHRAE, with the new ASHRAE codes, what role does roofing play in meeting whole building sustainability codes like ASHRAE 189.1, and how do recent updates impact facility managers' decision making?
The biggest change is that the ASHRAE code now states requirements for the insulation long-term ART value, which is the heat resistance value of the insulation. That's the biggest change that we've had in this industry. Prior to the mid 2000s, when this code was first enacted, we really didn't have a set requirement for insulation long-term R values. So the two things that changed are primarily that now we know exactly what the long-term R value is for the insulation based on the region of the country that the building's in. The second thing is that it changed the R value of the insulation was provided as a new R value prior to this. Now we look at it as the long-term R value of the insulation, and it covers the whole insulation system. So if you have 2 or 3 layers of insulation, that is what encompasses the R value for the long-term R value for the ASHRAE codes at this point. So it gives clarification that we did not have before.
So going further with codes and insulation, so beyond insulation and reflectivity, what other factors should facility managers consider to ensure compliance with evolving energy and building codes?
Well, there's a couple of things that obviously the insulation, the heat resistance of the insulation, and then also reflectivity are the two main components of sustainability for roof systems. The other areas that you can provide sustainability, really, it's more in terms of the uh, the coverings of the roof system. For instance, living garden type roof systems. Those provide obviously um, the reflectivity, but they also have sustainable environmental impact because they impact the air, the air around. And then the other thing is they help with um, preventing uh, they help the substructure of the like sewer systems and things like that. So those are kind of the things that are most important with the roofs. Uh, those are the biggest impacts that you have.
All right, and with sustainability in mind, how have wind uplift standards evolved in response to increasing extreme weather events, and what should facility managers prioritize when selecting a roofing system?
So the biggest changes that I've seen in the last 38 years that I've been in this industry have been the biggest impact that we have, other than sustainability and environmental issues, is the labor, the lack of labor. So the labor shortage that has impacted the whole construction industry has had a significant impact on the roofing industry also. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I'll tie it all in with the changes that we've seen in materials in the last that I've seen in the last close to 40 years have all come from derived from two things. Number one, the sustainability, the environmental impact, but probably more important, making the application of these materials has changed because of the labor shortages. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing more systems that are fully attached, that meet the wind uplift requirements. And that's probably that, they kind of all tie in. At the end of the day, the materials that we're using today have all been impacted by the wind uplift issues, the attachment issues, and then also labor and sustainability.